Herein, Om Shanti. Greetings to all the spiritual seekers and the spiritual aspirants. We have come to this divine session, going to put particular emphasis on internal pranayam. Internal pranayam is the one initially taught by Lord Krishna himself, the Bhagavan, to Arjun, his friend, his shishya, his disciple, and with whom he had many incarnations as Nar and Narayan. Arjun was, in fact, his associate, a spiritual associate, where he used Arjun as an instrument to re-establish dharma from time to time in all the ages whenever it was necessary. During the dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjun, pre-Kurukshetra War, between the opposing armies in the Dharmakshetra, in the Kurukshetra, at the request of Arjun, Lord Krishna stopped the chariot in between the two armies, opposing armies, arrayed in different configurations to defeat one another. I mean, Kauravas defeating Pandavas, or Pandavas defeating Kauravas under the leadership of Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and on the other side, under the leadership of Drishtadyumna and other Mahayodhas. But from Pandava's side, it was mainly a one-man show, in fact, to defeat the Kauravas. Lord Krishna killed all the Maharathis, Mahayodhas, on the other side of the army, including Bhishma, Karna, Drona, which he showed in his cosmic form that he killed all of them. But for the humankind, Arjun should act as an instrument so that the codes of conduct are followed from the Sanatana Dharma taught by the Lord Krishna himself. It is to re-establish morale. It is to impart the moralistic views into people's psyche that there is a punishment if miscreants torture or torment the ordinary people. When it comes to Dhritarashtra, Duryodhan, Shakuni, Dushasan, Karna, Drona, Kripa, Bhishma, all of them sided with the unrighteousness. Thereby the punishment has to be meted out. Lord Krishna knows who deserves the punishment, even though Bhishma Pitamaha, Drona, Karna had many virtues to be regarded as the best, people with great qualities, sattvic qualities, mingled with rajasic qualities. But still, even though they were loyal to the kingdom and loyal to Duryodhana's wishes, Duryodhana's sense gratifications, he was the prince of desires, full of desires, never wanted to even share a needle point worth of soil from the kingdom. He never wanted to share that much space with his cousin brothers. His father was also the same. He never reprimanded Duryodhana for his bad conduct. He rather encouraged. He was the king of desires, a blind king of desires, always wanted the kingdom for himself, although he could not make any decision for the welfare of the people. He never disciplined his 100 sons. He just held on to the crown and held on to the throne for his selfish ends and selfish attachment, that moha toward his eldest son, Duryodhana. Duryodhana was arrogant, angry, greedy, always wanted to use gambling technique to defeat his cousin brothers, and he exiled them for 13 years. And even after that, he was not willing to share even needle point worth of soil for them to rule. They begged for 5 villages. He refused. So, if one cannot understand one's purpose on the soil, being born as a human being, it is in vain, it is useless. One revolves in the unending cycle of rebirth and death, undergoing samsaric miseries, maladies. You feel as if you are living in hell. There is no hell anywhere else. It's within your own body, in your mind. It's your mind setup. Until you realize that you are a part and parcel of the Bhagavan himself, that Atman energy, which is nothing to do with the material energy, material things, material sense gratification. It is to do with super soul, that Paramatman, that Brahman, that Bhagavan, who resides within your own body, watching you all the time. That's our true home. That's the thing you need to do, that we have to realize ourselves, our true identification as an individualized Atman residing in your body, gifted by the God. And also, Bhagavan or Paramatman or absolute God gifts you your specific time on this planet or anywhere else in the universe, in the multi-universe. So, one must be very cautious about one's own gifted time from the God. Utilize it properly so that you accomplish your human goals, being born as a human being, you elevated yourself from the 8.4 million myriad forms of lives. That means you went through all that and then you came to this format. The most intelligent life form on the face of the earth. This God has given you this opportunity, this human form, for you to realize and get to his abode of peace and bliss, to serve at his lotus feet. That's what it is. That's what life is all about, to fulfill. It's not earning excess wealth, having excess positions, and calling that's mine, this is mine, and that deposited amount of money in the bank is mine, that gold is mine, that silver is mine, those cars are mine, those airplanes are mine. Forget about the possessiveness. Renounce all your internal enemies. Cleanse your body, mind, intellect. So, in this divine topic, let's talk about the internal pranayam technique taught by Lord Krishna post Kurukshetra War to Arjun, and thereby to us also to adopt into our life, to make ourselves very healthy bodies, to accommodate the individual souls in our own bodies until we live, until we realize our true identification as the Atman energies and get to the abode of peace and bliss within your own body in Sahasrara Chakra. That's the main goal. So what did Lord Krishna actually do? Let's get to it after we meditate upon Bhagavad Gita. पार्थाय प्रतिबोधिताम् पार्थाय प्रतिबोधिताम् भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथिताम् पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीम् भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्बा त्वाम् अनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी अम्बा त्वाम् अनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी O Mother of Wisdom, without any duality, you always teach us about oneness, and you are the epitome of wisdom. You have been used to impart wisdom and milk that nectar of wisdom into the mouth of Arjun, teaching about what life is all about. and the goal of life. You have been instructed to Arjun and the whole humankind. You are a shower full of sweet nectar for us to assimilate and understand our true identity and reach our true goals as human beings. You have been written by the ancient sage Ved with the help of Mahaganapati, and Ved included you in the middle of Mahabharata in the 10th chapter, Bhishma Parva. And you see, you always teach us Advaita, that non-dual thing, non-dual aspect of life. O Mother, we meditate upon you as you are the one liberate us from this sansaric bonds. Ah, ah, ah. So let's get to the actual topic of internal pranayam as to how this is going to help us achieve our human goals. If you take to spiritualism, if you determine yourself to get that final liberation, if you want to keep all your bodily systems function well and accommodating your individual Atman in a healthy body with healthy mind and intellect, one needs to practice internal pranayam, highly recommended by Yogeshwar, Lord Krishna, the spiritual master. He embedded the technical information of internal pranayam into many of his Gita Shlokas. Let's concentrate on a few Gita Shlokas where we can find this information in his stanzas, divine stanzas. So let's understand what pranayam is in Lord Krishna's words. Apane juhvati pranam, prane panam, apare apane juhvati pranam, prane panam, tatha pare pranapana gati, pranapana gati ruddhva, pranayam parayanaha. This is very important. Pranapana gati ruddhva, pranayam parayanaha. In the pranayam technique suggested by Lord Krishna, one needs to join apana, concentrated here in the basal chakra, with that of the prana in the bhrukuti, in the third eye chakra. He calls it a type of sacrifice, joining these two energies, the life air energies within our own body, without which we never exist, and we will not be able to perform inspiration of the oxygen available up to 21% in the atmosphere. And then we will not be able to expel carbon dioxide from our blood through the lungs and nostrils. It is not going to happen at all. Our body becomes lifeless without the prana, the life force energy in our body. We are endowed, we are powered with this energy by the Lord when we are born. And you see, the moment you are born, you are going to lose most of it. That internal prana in expelling the accumulated fluids in your lungs when you are coming through the birth canal of your mother. The fluid is expelled as you squeeze through. As a result, when you come out into this world, still you are connected with your mom, with your umbilical cord. Still you are not breathing the external air until it is cut. But you see, the very first breath is actually expiration. You exhale the moment you're born. You do not inhale any oxygen whatsoever, that outside oxygen. You completely depend upon your mother's oxygen through the umbilical cord. Once you expel those fluids from your lungs, that means you are using that internal pranic energy, that life force energy to expel the fluid. Thereby, you are actually getting that energy here into your Muladhara chakra. Then you start breathing external air, expelling carbon dioxide, and then supplying that oxygen to your blood in your body as a baby. That's how you survive. If the fluids are not expelled from the pair of your lungs, you will not be able to inhale external oxygen at all. You see how important it is to have cleansed, emptied lungs for you to take your first breath. As you get exposed to this external world, your pranic energy from the brukuti, it gets down all the time, gets concentrated. You externalize, you only concentrate on external sense subjects and sense objects, and you are thereby forgetting your original root, that Paramatman, that absolute God, that Sakar Roop God, who is your real mother and father as Ardhanarishwar. See, that's how you will be bound by your karmic reactions as you became very greedy, very possessive, and always trying to fulfill your desires, the inexhaustible desires, always trying to fulfill. And then, they crop up, always trying to satisfy your five senses. You understood the five Jnanendriyas, and then we have five Karmendriyas. That's how Lord Krishna says, attach your mind, your intellect, by realizing yourself as the Atman energy, part and parcel of mine alone. You attach your mind to me and use your body, your hands, legs, and other three parts to take care of your worldly things, to fulfill your worldly responsibilities, the apara dharma, that is. But you see, we all forget our paradharma being originated from the Lord Himself. We forget Him, although He is with us 24/7, 365, until we breathe our last, renounce this body on this earthly plane, and He's the one who decides where you are going to go according to your karmic reactions. But you see, when you have a clean slate, not saddled with karmic reactions, that karma, that sanchita karma, then you are as light as an Atman. Nothing else. Nothing else. Then you unite with the Lord Himself. Then you get His nature. That is the main goal. So that's how He recommends highly to everyone performing, adapting this internal pranayam and becoming successful in performing this technique and getting that perfection to get that final liberation. So always practice is needed. So now you know what internal pranayam is from this stanza. It is like joining apana with prana here and prana with apana. That means you are churning both the energies, both the life force energies, making them balanced. You concentrate here in your Bhrukuti, and that will show you the path to realize yourself here in your Bhrukuti, in the third eye chakra, in the Agna chakra. Just a few inches above, you have Sahasrara chakra, where you can realize Paramatman, that Mahabharat, great effulgence. That's our goal. That's our goal. How is this technique actually? How is internal pranayam is done according to Lord Krishna's instructions? So first of all, we need to actually place our body straight. This region, the trunk region, head and neck, they have to be in a straight line. Okay? And then we have to look with our both eyes right here in your Bhrukuti. Okay, right here. The vision has to be intensified. You have to fix your gaze right there. Okay, and then never look at other directions at all. Do not let your mind wander about, thinking about worldly subjects and objects that you like. Just forget about them. You need to lock them out. You see, anything you do with your sense organs, you need to expend some energy from your body. Without spending energy, you cannot do anything at all. So the same, when you lock them out, all your five senses, you have that energy, okay, as a spare energy. Use that energy in order to balance your energy, this apana and prana, and deposit right there, and it will do its magic for you to realize yourself and realize the God. Samam kayam shiro grivam dharayan achalam sthira. Samam kayam shiro grivam dharayan achalam sthira. Sampreksha nasikagram, sampreksha nasikagram, swam disascha navalokayan, swam disascha anavalokayan. According to Lord Krishna, as per this stanza uttered by him during Bhagavad Gita, preaching to Arjun, he says that our lumbar region, our head, and our neck, they have to be placed in a straight line. And then our drishti, our vision, we have to intensely look into our bhrukutis and never look at other sides in your horizon, in your 180 degrees area. That is the requirement for your body to place in order to perform this internal pranayam sadhana. Sparshan krutva bahirbahyan chakshushchaivantarabhruvo pranapanau samau krutva nasabhyantaracharinau pranapanau samau krutva nasabhyantaracharinau. What does Lord Krishna say in this stanza? He says that we need to externalize without paying attention to any type of music or any beautiful thing to see. Do not spend your ears, your eyes, your nostrils to smell any smell, and your tongue to taste anything except the taste, that higher taste, that divine taste of Bhagavan, Paramatma. That's the one you should have, but not the food materials taste, or any desserts taste, or any fruits taste, or smells, or touch of any beautiful thing that you would like to derive some pleasure by touching. You have to all lock out all those 5 senses. They should never come to your mind that those senses exist for external worldly things. They all belong to the internal Paramatman and your own identification as the Atman energy. Divert all that energy toward that. So that's how you are going to equilibrate apana and prana and deposit here How do you do that? You see, you have a small tongue-like structure just behind the main tongue, this type of thing, that is called uvula in English. And then it has two parts behind it, a soft palate and the coarse palate. Use that uvula soft palate as a lifting mechanism. Your apana has to be lifted up and taken to the bhrukuti in order to join it with the prana. And also prana also you have to churn in such a way that both of them get balanced right in your bhrukuti. Okay, so herein a little bit introduction as to why we have to do. We have subtle nadi system which is divine. They have actually 72,000 different nadis in that system. On the left, you have Chandra Nadi, and on the right, you have Surya Nadi. Both of them belong to autonomous nervous system. Autonomous nervous system. Okay. You cannot see, if you want to see, by opening surgically and you want to find this system in your body. No, you cannot find it. It's highly subtle system. Okay. Not like your brain cells, all the parts of, our brain, billions of cells and the connections and all those things, controlling everything in your body, all the systems. Okay. But by doing the pranayam, internal pranayam, you will have the capacity to make all your bodily systems function well. All the endocrine glands secret what they are supposed to secret in the right proportions for your hormones to function well in your body. That's what it is. Okay. So on the left side, you have Ida, and on the right side you have Pingala, and then in between you have the Brahmanadi. Okay, so the Brahmanadi is wound by these Ida and Pingala nadis, just like two small serpents. Okay, so all of them, three of them actually, they meet here in your Sahasrara chakra. They also meet at the Mooladhara chakra. Okay, the balanced energy in your bhrukuti, it goes and then it will activate your Mooladhara chakra, what you call there, your Kundalini Shakti. Let's not get there, let's not get into the nitty-gritty details of that. But once the balanced energy you have here, it will activate that center, Mooladhara chakra, and then the energy will go. Actually, it will rise up to your bhrukuti, enabling you to realize that you are not this worldly thing. You're not just made up of these five bhutas, those pancha bhutas, but you are part and parcel of the Bhagavan, that Paramatman, that Atman energy, which is not a material, which does not contain any neutrons, protons, or electrons, or any other smaller constituents of these, especially the protons. Okay. So, Atman is not material at all. Atman is Bhagavan. Atman is absolute God. Atman is the divine Sakar Roop God. The Shiva, Shankara, Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, or any of his divine incarnations you are aware of. Okay, so that's how pranayam is done, but I'm gonna actually demonstrate as to how to do it. Okay, how to do it for maybe 16 Sohams. We will demonstrate. Okay, right in this divine session. So let's do the internal pranayam, 16 Sohams. I say 16 Sohams because you see, you don't have to utter anything when you are performing this sadhana. Just in your own mind, you think about that. So that means God, Paramatma. Or you can say Om in your own mind. You don't have to utter it out. Okay? So anything you utter, that means you are losing energy. Anything you are, taking an inspiration or expiration, it's actually degrading your life. So the main idea of doing internal pranayam is to minimize taking external oxygen inside and then expelling carbon dioxide outside. You're going to minimize the frequency. That's the main idea. You would like to survive on the internal energy that God endowed with. Okay? That energy you have to reclaim from your Muladhara chakra. And also, when you are externalizing all your energy, you are shutting down, your Gnanendriyas and your Karmendriyas, most of them, and using that energy in this internal pranayam sadhana for you to accomplish your goals of realizing your true identity and getting that Paramatma's sakshatkar. Okay, so that's what it is. So let's see why we have to do 16 times. Here, let's concentrate on one of the chakras, like here, Vishuddha chakra. Okay, Vishuddha chakra, it deals with vyoma. That means emptiness, ether. Okay, akash. So this is the sixth chakra. You express everything through this, and also it serves as a window to get to the abode of Lord Krishna and to see your true self. This is the window for all of us. Okay, so it has maximum number of petals in its lotus flower-like structure in that plexus. Okay, a little bit introduction about all the chakras. Okay, let's go through that. The first one, Muladhara chakra, here has actually 4 petals. Okay, that plexus. And the second one is Swadhisthana chakra, as actually 6 chakras. Okay, and then you have the Manipura chakra. Manipura chakra is right here. Okay, at the navel region here. It is to do with the fire. Okay, the fire chakra. Here it has 4, 6, and then you have 12. Okay, 4, 6, 10, and then you have Anahata chakra here. This is the heart chakra. Okay, heart chakra has 12 petals. So 4, 6, 10, 12, 16, and then 2, and then you have maximum number of petals in the Sahasrara Chakra, it has actually 1,000 of them. Okay. So you don't have to do 1,000 times, but just for demonstration of the internal pranayam, I would like to do 16 Sohams. So each Soham is actually 2 times you have to do. Okay. Internally, you have to draw the breath up to the Agni Chakra, and then you have to exhale internally, okay, toward the basal chakra. So that becomes one Soham. So we're going to do 16 times 12, 2, that is 32 of them. So and hum, so is Paramatman and hum is yourself, okay, the part and parcel of Paramatman. You are also nothing less than Atma. You are an Atman energy. So hum, that's how it is Brahm. Aham Brahmasmi. You are Brahman. You are part and parcel of Brahman. Tattvamasi. Tat is God. And you are that. I am Atma, Brahman. You yourself are Brahman. You're part of the Brahman. Okay? So let's try to demonstrate this internal pranayam as to how to do it. Okay, so let's choose a mudra, which is Gnana mudra. Place your index finger just underneath, or just join the thumb and the index finger of both the hands and place on your thighs like this, okay, and then make sure that your lumbar region and then your head and neck, they are in a straight line, okay, and make yourself comfortable, and then either you can actually close your eyes or half close or roll them up so that you only concentrate your gaze in the bhrukuti. That is very important. And then your mind should focus on the breath, on top of the breath. On top of the breath does mean you see again in the bhrukuti. So you are envisioning intensely your bhrukuti, and also you are concentrating on top of the breath. So whatever you take, internal, inhalation and internal exhalation, that equilibration process, churning process, you have to concentrate on top of the breath. Okay, here you go. Let's do this. Hari Om. I just demonstrated as to how to do the internal pranayam, joining apana with prana and prana with apana in a churning process. Actually, always apana is like this and prana is like this toward the Chandra Nadi, and this is Surya Nadi, very active. Always Chandra Nadi tries to neutralize the Surya Nadi. Okay, so you deposit the balanced energy there by using the Nasabhyantar Charino technique in drawing the apana and joining the prana and prana with apana. So I have done 16 times, 16 times 2, 32, 16 internal inhalations and 16 internal exhalations, total 32, corresponding to the number of petals, that is 16 in its plexus, that lotus flower-like structure here. So you can do, you can concentrate on different chakra, that wheel of the nadi, that plexus, in order to activate. What are you doing actually? By doing this, you are activating your chakras so that there will be equal and proper blood circulation to all the cells in your body, connected with all these plexus, these nadis. So equal distribution of prana. Okay, so that is highly important for us to be staying healthy, maintaining that, diamond-like body and all the systems functioning well, and all your glandular systems secret the juices that you need for proper functioning of all the systems. Okay, so once you do that, you will come to an awareness that you are not this body actually, but you need to concentrate on Paramatman. That you are not this external world, this sense objects and sense subjects that we see, and you get attracted, and then you will form a strong bond, that strong samsaric bond, without having any ability to extricate yourself, how to wiggle out of this. It becomes very difficult because you are only thinking about satisfying your senses, your five senses: ears, eyes, nose, tongue, and touch, and then fulfilling your karma, your desire. So that's where this internal pranayam comes into play, and then shuts down all your external activities, only concentrates on your life force energy, okay, that prana, and only your mind focuses on Paramatma, and on your true nature for you to realize that. So this is the technique Lord Krishna highly recommends for us to perform and become perfect and get to his abode of peace and bliss. So I have done 16 times Sohams, and then followed by I engrossed myself in the meditation by placing my palms like this. I placed my left palm on top of the right one, and then I was concentrating only on my Bhrukuti Agna Chakra without thinking about any external worldly objects or subjects. You have to completely shut them out. That is Sparshan Krutva. Okay? And you can do this sadhana for half an hour or 1 hour or more than an hour when you have time, maybe a couple of hours or 3 hours. Okay? You gotta have right energy to gain energy also. You would gain energy. You get refreshed after performing this yogagni, this sadhana recommended by Lord Krishna. So I got into the meditative process. Meditation also you can extend up to half an hour or 1 hour or a couple of hours. Okay, so let's chant a few more stanzas uttered by Lord Krishna in his Bhagavad Gita, which have relevance to the internal pranayam yoga sadhana. As you know, Paramatma is omniscient, is omnipotent, and omnipresent. So in one of the stanzas, he says that he is that. He knows everything. He is Kavi. He says, I am Kavi. I am omniscient. I know everybody what everybody does. I note down. And I deliver the results according to one's karmic reactions, whether it is good or bad. Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram Anoraniyam Samanusmaredya Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram Anoraniyam Samanusmaredya Sarvasya Dhataram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parastat. Lord Krishna says that I am omniscient. I know everything, but you do not know about me, my true nature. That's how I am giving you the technique. I am giving you the manual to read, understand, and practice so that you get my nature. I am the ruler of multi-universes in this cosmos. I am subtler than protons, neutrons, or any atom or molecule whatsoever. What's the smallest here? We're talking about the things that are there in the nucleus, protons, neutrons, and electrons revolving around in any matter. I am subtler than them. I am not even that matter. It's very difficult for you guys to understand my nature, as I am not the matter that you see, the matter that exists, that manifests. You are in a sack of leather, it's matter. That divine and most important aspect of God is within you. That Atman energy, that Shakti is there within your body. Okay? I am like thousands of suns, highly effulgent. You cannot understand me, my subtle nature. I am the one who can dispel the darkness, that avidya. I will get rid of it. If you seek my shelter, you dedicate everything to me, I will help you get liberated from these samsaric bonds. That's what it means. Prayanakale manasa chalena. Prayanakale manasa chalena. Bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva. भ्रुवोर्मध्ये प्राणमावेश्य सम्यक् सतं परं पुरुषमुपैति दिव्यम्. भ्रुवोर्मध्ये प्राणमावेश्य सम्यक् सतं परं पुरुषमुपैति दिव्यम्. When you practice internal pranayam, or if you remember how to utter the monosyllable Om, they are sufficient enough for you to get liberation. But you see, for everything, Nitya Abhyas is needed. That everyday practice is essential for you to remember at the time of death. When you renounce your failing body, where would you go? You want to come back again onto this earthly plane to go through the rigmarole and the roller coaster life, facing all the maladies, miseries, and for gratifying your senses again? No, we don't want to do that, right? That's not our goal. So, at the time of death also, if you have the practice of internal pranayam, you would remember it. At the time, if you remember and you place your life hairs here in your bhrukuti, then it will take you to the Paramatman. That's what Lord Krishna says. I'm sure he's right. And through practice, if you remember, either remembering him as the Paramatman, remembering his leelas, abodes, associates, remembering his names, various names, and then just uttering that monosyllable Om, or depositing your life airs in your bhrukuti, will cut the way for you to go to him. It will lead you right there to his abode of peace and bliss. He guarantees that you will definitely attain him through this process. That's how important it is, this internal pranayam. अभ्यासयोगयुक्तेन चेतसा नान्यगामिना. अभ्यासयोगयुक्तेन चेतसा na anyagamina. Paramam purusham divyam yati parthanu chintayan. Paramam purusham divyam yati parthanu chintayan. O Partha, if you remember me with undivided attention on everyday basis, that is how you practice. You remember me always, and you will get to my abode, that abode of peace and bliss, that divine abode. You will certainly attain it. But you need to practice. You have to merge your individual consciousness with my universal consciousness. That awareness, using your mind, chetasa, and your intellect, use your buddhi as well. There is no other alternative way. Do not focus on any other thing. Nanyagamina, do not wander about to other external worldly subjects and objects. Just do this abhyas with undivided attention. Then you are always in that mode of Atma and Paramatma, and you will do all the work for His service, for His pleasure, for the greater good of the humanity. You perform all your prescribed duties until you breathe your last. And you will never come back to this earthly plane.